Okay, are we up? I think we should be up here. Looks green. Here we go, live. Yes. Here we go. Look at this. I haven't touched this stuff. The bench is exactly where I left it. However many hours ago, 48 hours ago. Good morning, gentlemen and ladies. No sound? What? We're okay, right? Sound? Yes, okay. Right. Mic is here, plugged in, turned on. I've got my new little checklist here. I've checked all those things before I start. All right, okay. Okay, you can see we're going to pick up exactly where I left off on the Monday. We've had a great Tuesday. I had a ton of work done yesterday. Absolutely a ton of work. I had a really, really nice day off. And I like doing this stream and everything else, but when a morning comes up where there is no stream, it makes the day start in a much more relaxed way. And I went through my checklist, you know. Wherever I got my checklist yesterday, just went check. The one thing that I didn't get done yesterday was, here, can you figure out what it says? Test AIJP. That's as far as I got yesterday. I shipped stuff to Olme, I checked 3 kinds of prints, I prepared paper for Kubota Sound, got a new hunch there for the next loop print, but I didn't do Test AIJP. And that'll come today. And what it is it's testing the paper for the share in the fund certificate. You know, I got those blocks carved the other day for the share certificate, but I've got to get busy on the printing. And that'll be happening this afternoon. Anyway, rambling already. Let's go. Okay, what's happening this morning is this. For those of you who weren't here on Monday, we did the first test printing of the microwave. This is not the blue pigment we'll be using when we really print it. It'll be a much deeper, darker blue. But whenever we're doing test printing and color transfer, we don't want to put too much water and dark and richness on the pigment, on the paper. We want to keep it light. We want no distortion in this paper at all, so we keep everything very light, making transfer sheets. So somebody sent me an email saying that's the wrong kind of blue, but it's okay, don't worry about it. This is just still testing and transferring. It will be printed in a much deeper, richer Prussian blue, the same Prussian blue that was used in Hochsei's day. So anyway, we're going to start in color blocks, and I started the one on Monday, didn't get time to finish it. And this is going to be the color block for the sky and the boats. And we're doing this print a little bit different from the real Great Wave. The real Great Wave, the sky is a kind of a peach color. In some variations it's quite light, in some variations quite dark. The boats are a light woody color. Well, because we're trying to minimize the number of color blocks here for the print party, I'm going to combine those. And that's for 2 reasons. To put the sky and the boats here on one block minimizes it, makes it 1 color instead of 2. And it also, when people are rubbing on the back, they will have something to rub everywhere to minimize smashing and spoiling. So I've got to now put in the sky here, and I don't have a master copy. Well, we'll just copy from the original, I think. Or what I can do is I've got to copy the original. Yeah, the blue rag is back. Congratulations, we found it. Kawaii-san found it underneath a bunch of stuff on the floor. Enough. Don't sidetrack me with too many things here, okay? Let me pop up the picture for you, the mock-up of the original. Let's do this. Image. Wave. Browse for it. Well, this is a Photoshop version of the Great Wave print. Just cut into a circle so we can see where things go. It's probably going to pop up here at super large size. I'll have to shrink it down, so hang on a sec. There it is. This is just Photoshop. And what I did was, this is when we were first planning this print here. To see how it worked in an oval form. And it's very interesting, you know, when you do this in an oval form, down the bottom left here, it just cuts perfectly. That boat comes in, and at the right, this boat comes in. It's like Hokusai designed it in an oval. It's crazy, you know. It's perfect here, perfect there. It's really, really funny, you know. It seems like everything else on the corners is just totally wasted space. It works so perfectly as an oval. And that sky, you know, the modern versions, they print it so deeply, and with that, looks like a ghost hanging up in the sky. It's supposed to be a cloud, and there's no way you see that when you're looking back into originals. It's there, but it's printed much more gently and delicately. So when we did our own version, when I printed my own version, I can't stand what you see there in that image. The sky is there in my version, but it's not a stupid cloud that looks like a ghost. It's just there as a taste. And when you hold it in the light nicely, you can see it properly. So here we go. I've got to figure out where to put it. Sorry about this Hokusai. We're just going to have a go here. Let's do it in pencil first so I can. I tell you, working as an oval turns this into such a nice composition. Really, really nice. I've also moved the type from what you see there. Okay, here, where are my lines here? About there. About here. Where does it hit? Okay, it's just before that thing. There, comes out just about here. Up here, peaks somewhere on there. Put the top just above the mountain here to show. Comes back in. Just above the first guys here, right? I think it was somewhere on there. Let's see. I want to avoid having it look like a ghost, like those modern versions, you know. No way. It's a bit funny. I think we can bring it more around here. Going down, you're working with a popped out shadow. I do that every day. What I do is I pop it out before I start streaming. Because once you pop it out, it loses all the previous stuff on there. All right, let's try that. Oops, not down there. What am I doing? We're going to use the same brush, so the sky and the boats are going to be the same tone. There's no way, remember, this is a print party. This is not really an absolute reproduction of this print. It's a print party simplified version. I'm going to find a tone that works for both the boats and the sky. So we're going to keep it light, actually. It's not going to be a deep, rich, woody color, because that would look strange in the sky. So I'm going to find a tone that's something between the two. I was thinking about this last night too. These mattes, they're not going to be a woody color, but what they're going to be is the base woody tone with the gray sky on top of them. I think we're here. That's rowboat oar, that's this, that's man. Down, check, check, check. Here, that's person, check, check. That's wave, that's wave, that's wave. Check. There's boat, boat, that's clothing. That's boat. That goes under, that goes under. I think we are good to go. Let's do this. The boat's going to get a gray tone on part of them. On the part that's supposed to be the straw mats, they're going to get a gray tone over the front to set them off on the other tone. And maybe the bottom part of the boat. The original, some of the boats have a two-tone. There's no room for it in this boat, but this boat and this boat have a double tone. So the gray that we're going to use in this part of the sky will be darker than what you see here. You can see it on the sample. That's going to go on the straw and the bottom of the boats as well. Then to reiterate again, the original Great Wave has 3 levels of blue. Super light blue, medium blue, and dark blue. Ours is going to have 2. It'll be the dark blue and a medium blue, that's all. And which piece of wood? We've got 4 pieces of wood here. Some of them are better than others. For example, look at this one. There's a huge knot in it, so I don't think it's so suitable for this piece. Can't do it there. Can't really do it there. So this block should probably be used for the one of the sky blocks, maybe the black gradation. We'll do it this way. No, we'll do it this way. Come on. The black gradation will come here. This will be carved off. So that block can't be used for this. This looks clean and clear. That's no good for the sky. This looks clean and flat, but as years go by, after we wear out one side, we'll be carving the other side. So I've got to think about both sides here. We pick the worst face first. That's going to go in there. That's okay, that's clear. That's clear. That's right on the mat. I think that's okay. It's on one of the mats. This looks good. That's all right. Okay, let's use this face. Where's my... Here it is. There you go. Crap, where's my goodness? There we go. Here we got our usual warning. We're going to hammer something here. I've got to tap this into the wood. So if you've got headphones on, be careful. It'll be a loud tap here. 3, 2, 1. Did you see the pictures I put on the blog last night? The new party bench downstairs. Aoyama-san's really been coming along with that room step by step. And the party bench is now almost ready to go. Okay, nothing forgotten, kinda. Boat. Okay. It's gonna go in here. And here. Down she goes. Okay. No water. We don't need super grip on this, so we'll use the light paste. Getting a good peel here, I think. Looks okay so far. Love this Gumpy paper. Maybe we can just pull it, I'm not sure. Let's have a go. See if we can do this. Yay. Very nice. There she goes. It doesn't get any better than that. Look at that. I don't know how much of the paper has come off. It's not half and half. I think maybe 70 comes off, 30 stays. I don't know. I can't tell. And this is dead smooth. And this is a single sheet of paper. And the reason it can do this is when they're rocking it, when they're making it, they dip in and shake the fiber, shake the fiber, shake the fiber, shake the fiber. Then they dip in again, shake the fiber, shake the fiber. And the gap between those two dips as the new fiber flows over the other fiber is what makes these layers. And there's not just two. We could have probably split this. If I'd peeled a little lighter, it would probably split to 2 or maybe 3, I don't know. Perfectly flat. Actually, if I'd done this more carefully, this paper would be usable again. It's insane, absolutely insane. Such cool paper. People who draw their pictures on the block or trace on the block, they're crazy, you know. It just doesn't get any more clear than this. Yay, very nice. If I'd been a bit more careful and started pulling from one corner, we could have had the whole thing. Garbage. Okay, questions or whatever, or what? The paper the Gumpy's attached to is heavier than normal copy paper. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that yellow stuff. The Gumpy was attached to this. It's a stronger, it's not copy paper, it's a, what do you call it, like a construction paper or something? I don't know. It's quite thick. It's very stiff. We want stability. During the time when I printed the test and transferred it, we don't want this thing to expand or shrink or whatever. It's got to be stable. So it was a very hard, stable kind of paper. It just came off straight away because I tacked it on with a very light adhesive, spray adhesive. It was just to carry the Gumpy from one place to the next. Okay, carving time. Let's go. Again, I think to get this under the, we'll use the scope again to get this under the camera. Here we go. What should we do? Where should we start? Okay, let's zoom in. Where are we? I've got the camera a little far back today because I wanted away from the bench because we're going to start hammering a bit later, and I've learned that is not good for the camera setup. So, okay. And touch it well. camera, it's okay. Our party schedule today is a bit screwed up. We had 3 good strong reservations, and during the night, in fact one of them just before I started the stream, one cancelled. It's really a drag because there's, the 10 o'clock party, 2 of the people cancelled just a few minutes ago, so there's almost no chance we'll get anybody else coming in there now. So we're really thinking about how to change the policy. We don't take payments in advance on these, but there's so many people have been cancelling at the last minute. We lost so much this year. It's not just losing the money, it's people losing a chance to do the party. People might have looked at the website last night, they want to do it today. It was all booked up, so they didn't do it. They went away, made some other plans. And now this morning at 8 o'clock, this guy cancels. And we're sitting with an empty class, So it's not just the revenue, it's the people who lost the chance to do this. So we're thinking when we open up downstairs and get ready, we're going to do a new policy for the parties. It'll be payment when you book. I think most other experiences and stuff and travel things, they do that. You can't book it without making payment. And then if they cancel early enough, then we'll give a refund. No problem, just send them their money back. But if they cancel on the last day, forget it. We kind of feel like people have been taking advantage of us. Look at the first corner. Camera is at too narrow an angle for good focus. Is it going in and out? So it looks to be okay right now. What's it doing? Is it playing around again? It looks okay at the moment. Should I leave it alone? How can I make it go bad? Seems it is okay. I'll try and watch a bit more carefully and now that I'm watching it seems alright. Okay, I'll try and watch a bit more carefully. I know I had the focus settings when we were outside of the balcony the other day. It was really giving trouble whenever I zoomed out to catch the people in the festival. Alright, I'll try and watch more closely. Says he trying to watch while carve. what about that little dot? Is that's a person? Is that boat or is that person? What is that in there? That's shoulder, clothing, face, clothing. I'm not sure what this is. I'll leave it in at the moment. If we get a double up later, we'll cut it off. Okay, that's 2 bolts. 1 more. This one again should be straightforward. For a block like this, I'm just trying to split these lines. You know, the people printing this one are going to be not so good at keeping the paper carefully in the registration. For us, normally, we'd maybe keep this color block. It's a light color, so we wouldn't go too far. This is going to be white. This is colored, so we would maybe keep that color back at maybe 30% of the way through that line, maybe 3 and 7. But here, because the people are going to be in and out and in and out, we're just going to keep it just halfway down these lines all the way. I can't guess it should go in or out, you know. not sure. What's the focus again, or what's happening here? Crows are at it again today, eh? Oh, I know what I meant to bring up today, but to mention, remember we showed last week some Yoshida prints, some Yoshida Hiroshi prints that had come out into the world. They were from printer Komatsu-san, who died some months back. He was the printer on those issues back in the 80s, 1980s or so. And I got them from, well, they don't belong to me yet. They belong to Namabe-san, the printer who was one of Komatsu-san's. He worked together with Komatsu-san for many years after I left the Yoshida studio back in the 80s. And after Komatsu-san died some months back, Namabe-san came into possession of some of these prints. But the story he told me when he brought them over last week was that he was the third man in the chain here. He said that after Komatsu-san died some months back, a dealer heard about this and got in there right away and scooped up a bunch of the Yoshida prints that Komatsu-san had printed over the years. And I myself have mixed feelings about this. I'm in the community here. I hear about printers and carvers, and I when somebody dies, we hear about it right away. It goes around the association. And I've always backed off. And I'd love to get in there and get some brushes and some pigments and barons and whatever when a printer dies. But I can't stomach that idea of going over there and ringing on the door and saying, "Hi, sad to hear about the whatever. But how about those brushes?" I can't do that. So I just keep out and keep out and keep out. Anyway, this time after Komatsu-san died, what happened is some dealer got in there quickly and got a bunch of the prints made by designed by Toshi Yoshida and Hiroshi Yoshida. Then the next person in there was Tsukasa-san. He was Hiroshi's son. I guess he had gone over to, pay his respects and stuff like this. And he ended up with a bunch of the prints. And then he told Namabe-san about this, and Namabe-san then went over there and made his visit, and he got what was left over. And those are the prints that we have here now in the shop. So I was curious. I was waiting to see what dealer that was and who got these prints. And last night, Cameron-san, good morning. Good morning, good morning. And last night in my feed, I put up a Google search for Yoshida prints, and wow, last night up they came. So it's now clear where those prints went, which dealer was in there first. After Komatsu-san died a couple of months ago, 3 months back. Remember, Namabe-san told us there was a dealer who heard about this and jumped straight in there and got a bunch of the prints. So something I can't stomach doing that. But whatever. And they're here. And so there came up, the first batch of them has come up on the internet for sale last night.
Oh. Are these the ones they're also asking you to help sell some?
Well, yeah, that's the last batch that Namabe-san went over there after everybody had already scooped up what they thought was useful and all that stuff. Namabe-san was given a bunch of the other ones, or given access to a bunch of the other ones. They're saying, "Hello, Cameron." Let me give you a link. This is the link to the auction that I found last night of the first batch of those Yoshida prints.
Is it a lot or just one?
The first group is 5 prints.
Oh.
They're putting them up one at a time. Of course, they're putting them up one at a time. And the starting price is about $1,000 each. Now, these are not the same. We've got the Hiroshi Yoshida prints from some, and these are some Toshi Yoshida prints, which are not quite so rare. They've been on the market for quite a while. Some are coming out and going on. Actually, they're talking to you here. So.
Should I hop in?
I think we're okay. There's been no trouble with the stream. Everything else is turned off. It's the usual setup.
I'm here to fix that. Make sure I'm not actually here.
But what I have heard, they've been telling me that this problem with focus, but every time I look at it, it seems okay to me. But
it looks sharp right now.
I know,
but if it goes out, I'll let you know.
You're like, what I can do about it, I don't know. I know. I was playing with the camera the other day because when we were out on the balcony, it had trouble focusing on those shrines going up and down the street. So it could have been something I changed. So let me know if it happens.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have a manual focus ring or anything. You can't turn it.
It's got a. You can leave it totally automatic, or you can touch the screen and tell it focus here. And I've tried to do that by telling it focus in the middle. But then my finger comes in and my hand goes out, and it's a different distance. So it's sort of doing what it's told.
It's looking pretty good right now, though.
Let me know if it goes funny.
Okay.
I don't know much after. I just got to carve it on the sky. Then we're going to switch to noisy times with a hammer.
Oh, fun.
So there isn't much left for this anyway.
Aha, it was those guys. Okay, I know Fuji Arts from conversation.
They're okay people. I don't know if that's anything that makes them sound bad. Whatever, that's just their business. Their job is to get in there and buy prints as cheaply as they can. So, and they got really lucky that time. I don't know where they heard about it from. Or maybe they're further down the chain. Maybe the guy who went and scooped it from Komatsu sold them to Fuji Arts. I don't know the provenance here. You know.
Right.
But it's clearly here they are now coming out onto the market. So, And they mentioned on that page that I linked to there, they mentioned that a lot of these prints don't have the normal embossings and provenance markings because they weren't for sale. They were given to the printer, you know. So it's clearly from the same batch. And just as clearly, they don't expect these to be cheap items, you know. It'd be interesting to see how high they go. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I just pulled it up. It says it was purchased. It's gone.
There was 5 of them.
Okay. The one you shared was One Day in East Africa, #1.
Yeah, and there was 3 or 4, 5 of them in the same series.
Oh, okay.
So somebody jumped on it right away for, what was it, $1,050? Yeah.
Oh, they took away the price.
No, it was 1050. It was
Okay.
1050.
John Becker says, I've done business with Fuji Arts and they've always been pretty great. Dave, he's the one that sold me the intact set of the 53 stations from the 1930s.
So I know William, he's a nice guy. He was here a while back, so I'm not trying to diss William. You know, that's his job, to get in there and buy prints cheaply and sell them. So
yeah.
I was really curious which dealer it was that got in there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their job, to hear about prints and go and buy them. But I can't visit those people just after somebody dies. I can't do that. You know?
Yeah.
Seki-san, the old printer, used to do that. He himself is dead now, but he used to do that. He used to get on the door the same evening talking to the wife, you know.
Really?
Let me help you out by taking all those old pigments and stuff off your hands, you know.
People are finding other interesting prints on the website. Fuji Arts.
Yeah, it's a good place. And he's usually, to my knowledge, I can't vouch for every single item on the website. The prints are priced fairly. They're in good condition. He deals in good stuff. He's not a bottom feeder at all. He's a good guy, and he's got good stuff. So, absolutely.
Cool.
I'm not going to openly, vouch for any of the dealers out there, but William is a nice guy. He's good.
Cool. Soul HS asks, were there any fights at the festival over the weekend?
There was just a little bit. I got a recording of it.
Really?
It was at the handover here. To back up a bit, 2 years ago there was dramatic fighting here at the handover outside our window.
Yeah.
Last year the police were ready for it and they formed a ring around the omikoshi, facing out, which they did again this year.
Wow. And
if you look at our video, there's one part think about the clock at about 5 o'clock, where it seemed when they did the handover and our crew with the red reddish brown
Yeah.
happy coats came in. There was a scuffle of some kind, which we couldn't see from our window. Just we could see scuffling and shouting and scuffling and shouting, and maybe 2 or 3 guys tried to push their way in. But it wasn't a wholesale riot that there was 2 years ago. No, it wasn't a brawl. No.
Okay.
And whether that happened somewhere else or not, I don't know. So no, it seemed to go off pretty well. You know.
That's good.
And I caught a bunch of it. You know, the videos that are there, some of them are just too long. It's like 2 hours of video, and then a shrine goes by for 5 minutes, and it's good for 5 minutes with 45 minutes of boring stuff. So, so really, we've got to sort of edit some of this. Or, I don't know. I don't have time to fool around with it now, but whatever. And the best part, the part where the shrine stopped outside our window, we gave them all the beer and stuff. We couldn't see anything. It was behind the tree, so we didn't catch any of that. So. But there was fun. There was lots of good footage, I think.
So you just left the camera running for quite a while?
I left it running for a while, and in order not to have like a 60,000 gigabyte file, I shut it off, you know, every hour or so to let it rerun and restart.
Right.
You know. And then sometimes when it really seemed quiet, I left it off for a while. Then when I heard a shrine coming, I quickly went back and turned it on.
Oh, okay.
And in the middle of it, one of those days, I guess it was it the Sunday, we did a print party. The camera was there, so we just brought the camera inside.
Right.
And recorded a print party.
Okay. Wild Omelette says, I liked even the boring stuff. And HB Thingy is saying, oh, I edited some. He's uploading it right now.
Okay, good, thank you. So he took out the sleepy stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Good, fine. I certainly don't have time to do that. Go through it again.
Fuji Arts has a David Bull category.
Yeah, they've got some of my quotes there. They found some. Yes.
Yeah, they've got 10 of the poets.
Boring ones.
The boring ones.
Oh, no, they're not. They're sitting counselors with boring kimono patterns. You know, the beautiful women standing with flowing giant kimonos and stuff. They don't last long in an auction.
Got it. HB Thingy. It's a 30-minute video, but it's taking 3 hours to upload to YouTube. Uh-oh. What resolution is this recorded at?
I don't know what he gets from Twitch. I don't know.
Oh, Ken Hallett, I'm so glad the Wisteria print arrived. And it arrived in perfect condition. Glad to hear it. That was a beautiful print. That Flower series, right? It's not the flea market images.
No, it was a Toshoshida print.
Oh, that's right.
I think, I'm not sure which one.
The focus went out briefly, but now it's clear again. Another little highlighted section near there with orange and yellow. What is that?
Yeah, I
section?
know. The cloud is here, then the cloud goes around the waves. And when I came this way, when I was coloring it yellow, and I didn't notice this line. I just kept coloring around the waves. And I realized, okay, this is going to be out of the cloud anyway.
Got it. Okay.
So yellow to me is keep yellow. So when I make a mistake like that, rather than keep this, I just quickly touch it with orange so that I know this is garbage.
Okay, got it.
When I came down from that direction and just kept going without thinking what I was doing.
_OG. Was that Dro OG? I don't know. But ask, what makes this Japanese? What makes this Japanese printmaking? So, someone said the method and designer, or the style. So,
not suitable question. What is Japanese printmaking? How do you define it, you mean?
Yeah, I guess so. Like,
as opposed to a Western woodblock printmaking. Western, again, I'm not sure the question, but whatever. Western woodblock prints are carved on a plank like this, usually for the most part, in the old days. But the pigments are oil-based pigments, and they're usually rolled on the surface. They're rolled onto the flat surface, and printing is done in a press. Again, for the most part, I'm generalizing it. And the pigments sit basically pretty much on top of the surface of the paper. In the Japanese system, we use a washi, which is a paper that has a mat of fibers. And when you print it, the pigments go deep into the mat of fibers. And you can actually look at a Japanese print from the back and see almost the same thing that you see when you look at it from the front. So the technical things are, it's water-based pigments for us on washi paper as opposed to oil-based pigments on a flat calendared Western paper. Then there's another type of Western printmaking, woodblock printmaking, which is different. It's engraving. It uses the end grain of the wood rather than the flat plank of the wood. And rather than carving knives, it's engraving tools which scrape out white lines rather than black lines.
thanks. Hope that helps answer the
so
question.
I'm not sure the question is. It's a giant topic on the point. Did I get it all? Am I around the line? No, I'm not here.
Seems HB thingy may have discovered why it was taking so long to upload the video.
Was watching the stream at the same time.
No, that'll do it too. But the source quality is 720p from your camera, but she's uploading it at 1080, and so she must have upconverted it somewhere along the line. She or he.
Is that what Twitch gives when you download from Twitch?
That's what it sounds like.
When you go to the Twitch, Twitch keeps them for 2 weeks. When you download it from there, what do you get? I don't remember actually.
I think they were saying that they're getting it at 720, but must have gotten upconverted somewhere along the line in the editing process, and so now it's become much larger.
Okay, I think I'm done with the quiet work here. I think it's time to get noisy.
All right.
What's the time here? It's after 9 o'clock, is it?
In 5 seconds, it will be 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Bring out the big boy.
Just use these two, I think, to start. I don't know where my... Where is that?
Good work, printmaking bot. Everyone invoking it. Someone asked about the water lamp, and immediately we got the answer: how the flask of water diffuses the light. Thanks.
And I don't need that for this next stage, so it's now going off. Okay. This might help the camera too without that bright contrast.
Yeah.
Okay, before this, check. We got the yellow. No forgotten places. This looks good. Around me. I'm still not clear. There was one point here, whether it should be a guy, whether it should be a boat. I'm thinking it's probably a guy. But I left it on here for a moment. Because if I forget it when I'm carving the guys, the blue, then we'll end up with a big funny white patch. So I'm going to leave it on both for the moment and carve it off, whichever one looks the most strange. It's okay. Boat looks good here. That's boat for sure. I don't think he wouldn't be holding his arm over the side of the boat. I think that's okay. All right, we're good to go. The sky is the sky.
We have the little mock-up here in the corner. Would you like to pull that out while you do this, or leave it up there?
Oh, it's up to you. Kill it if you like. It's marked as I think it's marked
Wave,
as wave.
yeah.
Just pop it off.
Okay.
And my focus, where am I? I'm about this size, right? Somewhere up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And should we move the mic up higher, out of the way of the camera,
yeah.
out of the way of the
Hammer.
The mic has now gone up a little bit. Okay. Let's do this. Here we go. If I need to remind you, those of you who have headphones on, it's now going to get a little bit noisy. For the rest of the morning, it is now going to be noisy. So.
Yes.
Here we go.
Too much to say.
Goodbye, ASMR crowd.
Yeah.
We could look at the stats later and find out how many people leave at this point, you know.
Yeah.
It drops. If I forget, when we start work here, when the day starts,
Yeah.
we have to phone the gas company. The
Going
gas
for
heater.
downstairs?
No, the gas. It's died. The gas heater upstairs has died,
no.
and it was on ix last legs. We pushed it, and it's gone. So I couldn't get a shower yesterday or this morning. So
Yikes. That would be some cold water.
I found a couple of heaters that look good, but I don't know if we buy them first. I looked up on Rakuten. It says you can buy it here, but don't think about installing it yourself. Call your gas company.
Yeah.
So I think we should call them first, see what their price on it is.
Okay.
And if not, we just buy it ourselves and then call them to hook it up.
Yeah.
If they price it for us, they're probably going to give us a list price, which is $99,000 or whatever. and,
Yeah. Ken Hallett says the viewer count actually went up by 4. Corden Gummy asks, did you put the empty tin in its place? I don't know what he's talking about. Do you know?
Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It was just there. There was snacks. Those snack cookies that Jacques Commandeur left us.
Ah, okay.
They came in a little tin.
Yeah.
And after I took the first cookie, passed them out to the staff. They came back to me. They left the last one for me. So I had the tin sitting down here beside me here.
Got it.
The other day, just randomly. And it turned out some of the chips were flying over and landing on the tin. But it's gone into the garbage or something now.
It's gone.
It's gone. I'm sorry. So
That's funny.
it was a fun game. I can actually try and shoot something. You can go like this, ready, and then pop it out. And it flies. Yeah, and you can try.
Yeah.
When I was by myself with the Poet series, whatever, small things, small pleasures for small minds, and
Yes.
whatever. But the thing is, you get too much. You watch that too much. You start playing the game too much, and you forget what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
What's my main goal here? Launching into the tin or carving?
Exactly. So
It's Japanese tiddlywinks.
So exactly. So they made a nice sound.
Yeah.
But no, the game is not here. I don't even know where it went. So maybe there's somewhere or something. There it is. It's over there. See it? The blue and white tin on the shelf.
Oh,
over there.
yep. Okay. I'm glad the blue rag has found its way back into the...
Kawai-san found it. I really should get a new one. I mean, this is it's getting a bit dysfunctional now. It's too small. It's too tattered. So there's no reason to do this. It's just my classic. I don't know. Hate to throw away old tools.
Yeah. Put it on eBay, starting bid $1,000. Dave's original.
No, thank you.
I know. Ken Howard said, at least frame the old one.
We had something there.
Yeah. Ding.
It was the tang of the file. There's a file sitting there. So, but I'm not going to play the game. Please. The other thing nervous about if the desk slightly moves bit by bit by bit. If it starts banging the camera, we had trouble the other day. It was banging it and the wire was coming loose.
Oh, man.
Also, too, I know there's a cancellation. I know there was a gentleman was coming this morning. He asked you to set a print aside. He was coming for a print party.
Right.
And because he's a repeater, we set up the Sensoji blocks. I fixed the benches and set it all up. He canceled just before.
Oh, no. That's too bad.
So when the girls get there, I got to tell them put the bench back.
Yeah. Bummer. So should I put that print back in the shop, or do you think?
I don't read the mail. I think the mail came to you as well. I think it'll be in your own mailbox. I think. At least the one I read said Dave and Cameron. I don't know where it came from. Which way the cross grain is easy, but now which way the wood grain goes, I don't know. We'll find out. I'll either be able to go this way or it'll be this way. Looking at the grain at the side of the board, I know it's one of these blocks, so I'm going to have trouble going both ways, I think. We'll see. So far, that's okay. My main work for today after this is over is going to be I'm doing test printing on the share certificate print.
Oh, fun.
So I got the paper wet last night. So
nice.
And it's really going to be tricky to figure out what to do. The paper I'm going to try using is the Awagami stuff. It's inkjet paper. It's washi designed for inkjets. But what do I do first? If I do the inkjet printing first, then I can't make the paper wet for my own printing to do the woodblock print. Because
then the ink will
run. So I was originally hoping to do it with a laser. Do the share part first with a laser, then moisten it and do my own printing. But if it's inkjet, I can't do that. So I got to do my part first on moist paper, which expands, then dry it out flat and do it on the inkjet. And try and get it all lined up. It's not going to be trivial. So. I'll check with Kinko's again, and they will not use outside paper, period. So I can't do it. And they don't have inkjets anyway. So it'll be the big color inkjet we have in Ome.
Oh, okay. Rock Kilamento, welcome. I don't know if you're still here, but said I came across Dave's videos on YouTube. So glad to be here. Videos are wonderful. So great to have more new faces. We love having new people coming in.
There were so many people over the weekend, YouTube and Twitch viewers.
Really?
There was Twitch people whose names I knew from here on Twitch.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Wild Omelette suggests adding a GoPro to the hammer. First person persuading.
Yeah. I don't think that would work. I don't know.
Might get a little nauseated.
Put a camera here, right? Is that the idea? With a
or just on the top.
So, whap, whap, whap. I don't think that would be
Heritage Printmakers has a question. How do you know when your paper is too dry? How do you know when it's too wet?
Well, how am I supposed to answer that?
LSM590 says, what was the number again? 0.36 wet?
It's Goldilocks. And it changes every minute of every day depending on what the impression you're doing and what kind of paper you've got and what the weather's like. No, I'm not being sarcastic. There's no, you just touch it. You just touch it. Yeah. You feel, The one thing I did mention, which is important, is you don't think of it as being wet.
Right.
You think of it as being soft, and it really is important. It took me years to learn that. And this isn't a trivial point. This is one of the most important points in this whole game. We put water on it, and then we think, when is it ready? Is it wet enough? Is it wet enough? No. You've got to be thinking and feeling and drinking the idea of softness.
Is it soft enough?
Yeah. And it doesn't even feel wet. And the closest example I can think of, I don't know, you do the laundry, whatever. Got my shirts, white. Think of just normal shirts, like the one you got on right there. You put it in the laundry bucket, then it's wet. You bring it out of the washing machine, and it is wet.
Yeah.
So you throw it in the spinner. Comes out of the spinner. Now, you know what it feels like, right? You pull up, I'm not talking about a pair of jeans or something, it's heavy and soggy. A shirt.
Yeah.
You're bringing it out of that spinner. Now, you can't wear it yet because it's
still moist.
It's still moist, but it's not so much that it's wet, it's now soft. You know, I mean, like, whatever. With this paper, it's soft, 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 you know. And that's the nearest analogy in the real world that I can think of. It should feel about like a shirt that's come out of the spinner after the washing cycle.
But for using electric dryer, for those who don't hang dry out clothes.
I don't know. I'm that's out of my experience. I'm sorry.
35.64 wet, not a drop more or less. How do you measure that? But no, I think that makes it soft. You don't want it dripping at all.
No. It doesn't even feel wet. It just feels soft. You know? It took me years and years and years to figure that out. You know?
How expensive is a sheet of good paper? Dead Steve says, a lot. John Becker, the big uncut sheets are about US $35. Is that about right?
The Takenaka upstairs that we use, that's about that 790 by 560. Is that what it is?
In millimeters.
Yeah, 790 by 560 or something.
Okay.
And that's about $35 per sheet before sizing.
Yeah.
I don't know square inches, whatever. Then the sheet that we buy that would make 2 great waves, that's easier to calculate.
Yeah.
The sheet to get 2 great waves, that's not quite $10.
Oh, okay.
Before tax, before shipping, before sizing.
Yeah.
And that's the price. We buy 500 at a time, or 300 at a time.
Yeah.
You don't, if you're trying to buy one sheet of paper, that's not your price. You go to Ozuwashi, they've got some Iwano paper in there. But that price, $35 price I mentioned, that's when we buy it. What was the last order for Takenaka? 500 sheets.
500 sheets,
so.
Yeah. So we're getting bulk discounts.
Well, it's not really a discount. That's his normal price. That's the factory price. And that's the only way he sells it. He doesn't sell it one by one. So there's no retail price set from him. That's his price per sheet from the only orders he accepts, which are, factory orders. So in Ozuwashi, they've done the same thing as me. They've ordered X hundred sheets from him at that price.
Yeah.
And then from their point of view, that's a wholesale price. And they then put it into their shop, of course, at a single harvest.
I'll be right back. I bet it's someone at the bottom upstairs.
Yeah, probably the phone call was one of the employees who doesn't have a key. I don't know, maybe Rei-chan, the young girl, she has no key yet. So she phoned him to let her in. Which is what it sounds like, he's going down the stairs.
Miss Genolos. Someone said, Mokuhankan sells Iwano Ichi-based paper if you're interested.
No, we don't. No,
Not sized or anything. We do have very small postcard sized ones with a stamp on it, but it's not to be used for printing.
No.
It's just for paper collectors. We've had people ask about them, so it is in the catalog, but it's not for
It's his
printing
signature.
or-
I think the object that he is selling to us there wholesale is his signature on a piece of white paper.
Right.
His paper, of course.
Yeah. I just found an article in ResearchGate called Measurement of Tissue Paper Softness, a Literature Review. So I'm sure there's one for printing paper. Well, I think just touch. Oh, we dropped some frames suddenly. Are we back?
We dropped out.
Or, no, it didn't totally drop out, but just there were stutters. But it looks like we're okay. Okay.
What are they doing in the stairwell there? It's 500 times that bell is gone.
Well, the first two were me going down and back, and then her with the flag and other stuff, I guess. But I don't know.
Okay, the stream for the future next few days, it's going to be these color blocks, I guess, right? This is one. I won't be finishing it this morning, so we'll be picking up on this tomorrow. And then there's 3 more color blocks. There's 5 altogether. There's a second block for blue, a lighter blue tone.
Right.
There'll be a block for the gray sky gradation, and there'll be a block for the black sky gradation. So there'll be 5 altogether. And that'll be the work for the stream for the next few days, obviously. Well, it's possible, though, that if I do find a good paper and a color balance for the share certificate printing, I might be doing that on one of the streams this week, if I can get that figured out.
Yeah.
That reminds me, Cameron, before I forget, Patreon, we have to update the database next
Okay.
few days before I
Yes,
forget.
before
It
the
swings
next one.
over the end of the month.
Okay.
Morning, Ori-san. Good news and bad news. 8 to 8. The first print party this morning involved a repeater. And the last print party today involved a repeater. There's 3 parties booked. So I thought, okay, Sensoji blocks all day long. But he canceled just before the stream started. He said, I can't come today, I'm canceling. But I already got the Sensoji blocks onto the table. So I'm sorry, take them back off. So for the first 2 parties, we'll use the Beach Boy for the first 2 parties. And we need the Sensoji blocks for the last party. So sorry about the trouble.
No.
I changed everything, the pigments, the paper, the brushes, everything.
No problem,
So-
thank you.
Probably what will happen now is after you switch it back, he'll write another email saying, "Oh, I can come after all," whatever. So- Can you come and say hello to the stream?
I don't know. Good morning.
Oh, there you are.
everyone.
Only your
I'm here.
head. There you go. Treadmill 2 says, David's paper is made from 100% mulberry bark fiber, Kozo. And I found a number of suppliers in the UK that supplies Kozo paper that is not 100%. Have you ever used any non-100%?
No, we don't. No, of
I
course
didn't
not.
think so.
I know this was Shiba-san's problem the last few days. She's been wrestling with some paper that the Jed sent over for that, job she's been attempting to do.
Yeah.
And it's chaos, absolute chaos. I don't know, 99% pulp or something. I don't even know. We can't tell. I think actually I got it. It might be too late, but she did ask me to try and fix it. Get a batch of it sized, and I did. After a bunch of experiments over the weekend, I've got some now that I think it might be usable. She gave me some to play with.
Huh.
And you have to resize it on both sides with a weak mixture. So it might be ready, but I think it's too late because I think she has given up on that job. I think the blocks are on their way back already. I'm not quite sure. We tried to get around it, but
Yeah. It almost has a sheen. Does it usually?
Well, no,
shine
remember this
a
is
little?
double sized. It
Right.
came to us sized in some funny way that wasn't. She just could not make it print. Period.
Okay.
Yeah. And she didn't just trust herself. She passed it on to Suki-san upstairs
Yeah.
to help her. And Suki-san tried putting it and said, "This is just unusable crap. Throw it away." She didn't know where. Shiba-san didn't tell her where it came from.
Yeah.
And it's something. It's a parody of paper. Just a parody. So. But it may be printable in this form now after double sizing it. So. But I think it's too late. As I said, I think they've already
Ken Hallett says, thanks for the photos of the progress of the new shop party area downstairs. It looks like it won't be too much longer before the grand opening. That's but you shared some photos. Oh, cool. Were they on here or just on a blog post?
on the Conversations blog. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't have them on his computer. I can't link to it.
No.
I think I linked to it, but I can't.